Okay, I think we're recording. Okay, welcome everyone to the new coach call setup. It's the beginning of September right now, actually September 1st. So I'm going to be hosting this call. My name's Emily. So I made a new slide about me. So for those who can see it, or if you're on the call, I'll just read it to you. So I signed up as a Beachbody coach in July of 2014. So I'm in like 13 months right now. So I am the CEO of Team PhD. I'm a diamond coach. So if you're signed up under Ashley, she has her big team, Team Fire to Get Fit, and then coaches underneath her, they have their own team name. Mine's Team PhD. So I started with a 21-day fix and lost 10 pounds in 21 days, and then was able to maintain over the last year or so with different Beachbody programs like PiOT and Chalene Extreme. Currently, I have 13 personally sponsored coaches underneath me. And I love Beachbody. That sounds good. So that's more about me. Ashley has her own thing, but when she's doing this call, she can kind of share her own thing. So what's the first thing to do when you're a Beachbody coach? Well, you need to tell everyone that you're a Beachbody coach. So you have to announce it on social media, tell your family, tell your friends, tell everyone. So make sure you're posting and you're putting together a pretty well-crafted post. I highly recommend going to your upline and saying, hey, this is what I want to post. What do you think? Is this okay? Be proud. Don't be scared to share this part of your life. You want to be excited about it, and you want to let everyone know that you're excited to do this. Share why you love it, why you're doing it, why are you joining this? Because you love the products, because you want to get healthy, because you love the accountability, you love the people. Whatever it is about Beachbody, share that. If you don't, you're doing people a disservice, because maybe they would want to do it with you, or they want your help or their guidance, or they're looking for a coach and they want someone to work with. If you don't share that you're doing this, then you're missing out on an opportunity to potentially help someone. So this post up here, I'll just read it to you guys because you're on the phone, is from another diamond coach, Brittany Wood. This is when she announced that she was a coach on Facebook. She said, some of you know that this week I started a journey towards a better, healthier life. I have set goals to lose weight, eat a cleaner diet, and inspire those around me. To keep myself accountable, I became a Beachbody coach and joined a challenge group filled with individuals who have the same goals. If you are at all interested in joining me, please let me know. I would love it if we could all make positive changes together. Simple, to the point. She's really excited. If people want to join her, they can. So make sure you, within the first week or so, day, week, however, you want to be posting on social media that you're a Beachbody coach. So now that you've announced it, what do we do as Beachbody coaches? Well, this is the 3 vital behaviors, and this is hopefully, if you're a coach or a big coach on a team, within the first month, you should be able to recite these off the back of your hand. So the first one is invite. So you want to be inviting people to your challenge group. You want to be inviting people to the business. So you always want to be inviting people to whatever you have going on, whether that's a free clean eating challenge group or a financial save money group or whatever sort of challenge groups you're going to be running. You want to be inviting people and seeing if they're interested in learning more. Okay, what else do you have to do? Well, you actually have to use Beachbody products. Drinking Shakeology, doing a fitness program, start getting the performance line. That stuff is amazing. That's what I have in my cup right now. And then start talking about it, because no one's going to want to work with you if you don't even talk about Beachbody and what products you're using and that kind of stuff. And the last one is probably my favorite. It's personal development. So really you want to dig deep into yourself and figure out where you can grow and become a better person and a better even spouse and or family member and or better person at your job, a better leader, whatever you need to work on. There's a book out there you should be reading about it. Compound effect is a good one. GoPro is really good. There's tons of podcasts. I think we're going to talk about that a little bit later. I believe there's a slide. We have a slide on that. So those are the 3 vital behaviors. Those are what you should be doing every single day. So inviting. What does this really mean? Well, it means connecting with people. It doesn't mean just randomly messaging them, but it means connecting with them. So really what you want to be doing, and I think I failed at this in the beginning, I'm trying to get better at it now, is that you just want to start having conversations with people. hey, how are you doing? How is it going? I haven't chatted with you forever. What's new in your life? That kind of thing. And really just start asking and be interested in other people and see what's going on in their life. Then, as you figure out what's going on in their life, you can figure out what their needs are and how Beachbody could fulfill some sort of need they have. Do they want to lose weight, or do they actually need another income because their husband just lost their job? Whatever their needs are, you'll figure that out if you just have conversations with people and be interested in what's going on in their life. So every day you should be messaging people and just say, hey, how's it going? You also want to be adding to your network, so finding people you went to high school with, or that you're in your son's class. It's like their parent-teacher conferences. I'm not really sure. I'm not a mom, but whatever. Whatever you can connect with people that you already know, that you're just not friends with on Facebook, connect with those people. So you always need to be having a pool of people you can be talking to and having conversations with. So if you're not adding people to your network, you're going to run out of people to talk to. So you need to be constantly talking to people and then adding new people. So you really want to invite as many people as you want every day. Have the courage to invite everyone you talk to, even in when you're out and about during the day. If you meet someone in a conversation, talk to them, tell them you'd love to share more with them on Facebook. You have a great opportunity for them. Talk to your friends and family, right? They might be interested, and if you don't share my computer, if you don't share, then you might be anyway. Sorry. I'm not very good at this. Okay. So then I just muted you all. Sorry. So then if you don't invite someone, then you know how there's so many Beachbody coaches out there. Someone else is going to invite them. So don't feel bad if you're like, I don't know if I should invite them. Why not? What's the worst that can happen? They say no. Honestly, at this point in my game, no's are just fine. So don't be afraid, because there's always going to be someone else that could talk to them, and you won't want to be like, oh man, I wish I would have invited them because they would be so awesome on my team, and then you didn't do that. Okay, so this is sweet pictures of Ashley. I couldn't change them because I didn't have time. But so your next behavior, do the products, be the product, be a walking product, put us on social media, do the fitness programs, drink your Shakeology, be a success story, have a transformation, even if it's not a physical transformation. Even if you're working on your personal development and you're doing that every day, you should be able to have a transformation that you can talk about, right? Like one of my last transformation Tuesdays, I talked about not necessarily that I look different, but that my mental, like where I'm at mentally is totally different, my personality and my focus, and then I'm so much more positive now. That's what I was talking about. So don't forget that it's both a mental thing and it's a physical. But you also want to work on your physical, transformation as well, because those pictures are worth like a cajillion words, because they make all the difference in the world. And don't feel bad if you don't have one yet, to see other people in our team posting them and asking first, hey, do you mind if I share this? I did that the other day with one of my friends, said, hey, do you mind if I share it? And I was like, hey, on my personal page, I was like, hey, check out my girl's results. She did awesome. She lost this many pounds, and I'm so proud of her. She kicked butt. Awesome job, girl. And I had a lot of people commenting saying, wow, that's really great. And, I would message them and say, hey, thanks for commenting. It was really hard for her to post that. So I really appreciate all the support you're giving and by commenting and liking, this post that I have. And then here's our personal development. Again, my favorite. So how do you do personal development every day? Well, if you like to read, put a book by your nightstand and read 10 pages every night before you go to bed. If you can't read and you're too busy, listen in your car, because probably everyone's driving for at least 10 minutes in the car every day. So listen to, we have the National Wake Up Call, we have podcasts, we have audiobooks. any of those. There's also in our online office, there's a Success on Demand tab. So it's got Success on Demand, which has a whole bunch of personal development resources there. There's a National Wake Up Call every Monday at 11 a.m. That's Eastern Time. Listen to it. You can download them in an app, the podcast app, and listen to them later. Not only that, but what's really awesome, they haven't done it this year for Summit, but 2014 Summit, they have all of those trainings from Summit about inviting and getting your coaches started right. All of those are on the podcast. You can download those and listen to them. They're like an hour or so, but if you download a whole bunch of them, if you're going on a road trip, it's really awesome. And don't forget, our team calls are on Thursday nights at 9. We tend to record them, so if you missed them, go back and watch the recordings and listen to them and see what we're talking about. And if we have guest speakers, see what they have to say. Okay, so the number one thing I think you're going to hear about as a coach in our team is Success Club and or what we call the Change Lives Club. Either one, they're the same thing. We're transitioning to more towards calling it the Change Lives Club because that makes people feel better. I'm not really sure. I'm just running with it. But Success Club, so what does that mean? It's just a system Beachbody has set in place to track if people are moving their business forward. How do I want to describe this? So Beachbody has it set out that if you help 3 to 5 new people get started on Shakeology and a fitness program, a challenge pack, which probably most of you bought, that there are points associated with those purchases. And so if you can get 5 points every month, then they have decided that you're moving your business forward and you're continuing to help people. So if you hit Success Club 5, there are usually incentives to reaching that goal. And usually there's prizes like a Shalene bobblehead and Beachbody Opoly and a trip. So a couple of coaches, Ashley, myself, and some others are going to Jamaica in March, and our trips mine will be pretty close to being paid for. I know Ashley's will most definitely be paid for by Beachbody. So there are incentives and rewards for hitting Success Club 5 every month. And then you can also hit Success Club 10. So that's helping 5 people with Shakeology and or a challenge pack. This really will help you keep growing in your business, because if those people stay on Shakeology the next month, and then you get the residual income. You also can get leads with Success Club, either free customer leads where you can get commission in the future, or you can get paid leads if they order Shakeology as well. That's something you can talk about once you're hitting Success Club. So then now you know Success Club. So Success Club really is Beachbody's way to say, yes, I am actively working my business and I am helping and I'm moving my business forward. So they really focus on Success Club. So almost everything in our business revolves around Success Club. So as a new coach, because everything kind of revolves around Success Club, they've set out this idea that's called Success Starters, which is what this is here. So if you, as a new coach, hit Success Club 5, the first 3 months in your coaching career, then you get a free ticket to Nashville. So I mentioned earlier, Summit is a big training. Well, I didn't mention, but I mentioned Summit. It's a training every year. I think there was 25,000 people in Nashville in July, and they have all these trainings, and it's just a big convention. So if you hit it the first 3 months in a row, you get your ticket to Nashville paid for, which is kind of awesome. I think the retail price is like $300. I mean, you still have to pay to get down there and for food and that kind of stuff, but the value, the information you're going to get there is it's so worth the $300 you're getting for free. You also, in your first month, get a private-ish call with Carl. So it's there'll be 100 people on the call probably, and he'll talk for 30 to 45 minutes and give you tips for whoever's on the call. And it's private. There's only those people who hit Success Club their first month get to be on that call. So Success Starters really shows people not only your coach, your personally sponsored or your coach, your upline coach, but the people who are watching you on social media, that you are serious about this business and you're gonna make it work. Because a lot of people, you know, they start selling. Like I started selling Mary Kay like 5 years ago and then didn't do anything with it. So it really shows the people around you that you're committed and you're gonna make it work and you're gonna do it. So this is a huge thing. You kind of want to focus on the goal of hitting Success Club 5, most definitely in your first month, and then keep it going the next 3 months, and then you can get your free ticket to Nashville paid for. With this, so if, let's say, you had signed up on August 27th, you don't have to hit Success Club. Your first month would not have to be August because you would only have 4 days or whatever, however many days to hit Success Club. It can be your first full month in the business. So if you signed up on August 27th, you could make your first full month be September, and then you can hit it September, October, November, and then you have your ticket paid for. So that's really important. That's probably the Success Club being the #1 thing we kind of talk about in this business. Okay, so now we're going to talk about rank. So I mentioned that I was a diamond coach, but if you're a new coach, you might not know what that means. You know, like, I don't really care. But here is where I'll show you. So when you start as a coach, you start over here. It's just you. You signed up under some coach, which is your sponsor coach up here. So you are an active coach. Usually you start that active because you bought a challenge pack. But to be active, you need to buy or sell something worth $50 every 35 days. So that's buying, so you buy Shakeology, or that's selling, you sold a fitness program or you sold Shakeology. Once you've signed up 2 coaches, one over here on your left and one over here on your right leg, which I think I'm going to talk about on the next slide, then you become Emerald. These coaches here on your left and your right, they have to be active with 50 PB, right? They have to be active just like you. And then you here will become Emerald. If you sign up 2 more coaches, so you have a total of 4 coaches, but now this coach over here is Emerald, so now they have 2 coaches under them, and this coach over here is Emerald, so they have 2 coaches under them, then you become Ruby. So you have personally sponsored 4 coaches, 2 of which are Emerald. To get to Diamond, you need 8 coaches total, and then 1 Emerald on each one of your legs. So essentially, this is what I have. I'm a Diamond coach, so I have 2 Emeralds on each leg. Well, I actually have more than that, but 2 emeralds, you need 2 emeralds on each leg. So let's see. Okay, ooh, here it is. Oh, no, your leg. Okay, so the leg. So in Beachbody, I think the term, and I'm a science person, is it's binary. So it's like a 1, 0, 1 idea. And that there's only 2 places. It's and there's 2 spots underneath you. You can put them on your left leg or your right leg. Those are like your feet you're standing on. So those are the only 2 positions you have. So you need to put 1 coach on your left leg and 1 coach on your right leg, and then you're Emerald. If you accidentally put them both in your left leg, then you're not Emerald. So you need to be aware of where you're putting them when you sign up a new coach. You will have a strong leg and a weak leg. What does that mean? Okay, so sorry for those people on the call, on the phone. This is probably not going to make sense, mostly because you can't see the picture that's drawn here. But imagine if I'm at the top, and I've signed up all of you guys are coaches underneath me. Well, I can only put coaches on one side, my left or my right. Well, if you're on my right, let's say I can put a whole bunch of coaches on my right, so they're under you. That would be your strong leg. If only you can put coaches underneath your left leg, that's weak. This is a horrible, horrible explanation. I'll get better at it, but bear with me. So essentially, you have a strong leg and a weak leg. What you need to know now is which one is your strong and weak leg. And the only person that's really going to be able to tell you that is your upline coach. So all you have to do is go to them and say, hey, what's my strong leg? And they'll be able to say, oh, it's your left, or oh, it's your right. And you just need to know what that is. And then when you start to sign up coaches, you'll want to consider if you should put them on your strong leg or your weak leg. Okay, how do you put them on a different leg? Well, it's in your online office. So there's an option for preferred placement here. So what you want to do is go into your online office, which I'm going to show you on the next couple slides. Set your preferred placement, and then you can either select your position, either your left or your right leg. So you want to, every time you sign up a coach, go into your preferred placement and either switch it to the left or to the right. You don't want to let it do it, because you can have like first available, weak leg, strong leg, automatic. You don't want to do any of those. You want to tell it where to put it. And so you want to make sure that when you're signing a coach, you go into your back office and you tell it which position to put them in, okay? Hopefully that's confusing. I'm sorry, I did the best I could, but talk to your upline sponsor about what your strong or weak leg is. Okay, so I'm going to mention this now mostly because if the people on the phone, they're not going to be able to see this, but we have a training, a 7-day quick start kind of training that has 7 posts where it walks you through what to do the first 7 days of being a coach. I really highly recommend, even if you're a discount coach, to go through and do that, because you'll want to get this information even if you're not planning on working the business. Because what it does, at least on the first day, is walks you through your online office, which is sort of what I'm going to show you how to do here. So you'll want to go to teambeachbody.com and then click on the coach tab and then go coach online office. It'll ask you to log in, so you'll want to use whatever email address and password you'd already set up. And then it'll take you to your back office, which is what I'm going to show you in the next slide. So here is not my back office, it's Ashley's. And the left, top left, it'll say my coach ID. That is going to be probably a 6-digit number. So if you ever have to chat with Coach Relations about anything, or mostly you have to chat with Coach Relations, you need to know what your coach ID is. You can also use this for selling. If people are going to go to your website, that's what your coach ID is. If you want to know how you're doing towards Success Club, right? I just said our business is really Success Club focused. It'll tell you right in the middle on the Success Club qualification. So it'll say, do you have your HD? If you have 90 PV, and if you have Success Club 5, or if you have Success Club 10. Over here in the right is going to be your coach breaking news. This is where they're going to post new products being released, whatever the specials are, promos are for the month, any new trainings they have, pretty much any new relevant information to coaches is going to go up over there. So then down back here over the left under your coach ID, it'll tell you who your upline sponsor is and how to get a hold of them. So usually their phone number and email address, and then who your upline diamond coach is. So this is sometimes will be your coach, sometimes will be Ashley. It depends on where you are in the business. But if you ever have a problem that your coach, your personally sponsored coach, or your upline coach, sorry, is busy, you can always reach out to your diamond coach and they'll be able to answer any questions, especially if your coach happens to be Ashley. She's more than happy to answer any sort of questions that you have. All of the stuff over here does not matter right now. And then down here at the bottom is my alerts. So this will tell you if you have new coaches, if you have inactive coaches, if you have new customers, if you have coaches whose rank has changed. So one thing I'm going to point out now, because I think I've had a couple people have issues with this. So it's going to tell you how many personally sponsored coaches you have, as well as coaches in your organization. Okay, so probably the number of coaches in your organization is going to go up really fast. That does not mean if you see 2 coaches there that makes you emerald. You have to actually personally sponsor 2 coaches, so they would show up in this, you have X number of personally sponsored coaches. So just because they're in your organization does not mean that it counts towards your rank advancement, just so you know. You also want to keep an eye on if you have new customers. So that will be people who are buying from your website, as well as leads given to you. So you want to send them a message if you have leads coming in. Okay, so once you're in your online office, you want to get it set up. So if you go under My Websites, you can edit your website, My Beachbody Coach website, your Shakeology website under the Site Manager, and you can add pictures and change what. So if you actually go into a website, it'll potentially, depending on what website you're at, I've set mine up so it'll show them a challenge pack, it'll show them the 21-day fix, it'll show them Pido, and it'll show them about coaching, because those are the three things I focus most on in my business. So those are, you can kind of set that up all in this site manager option here. The start here has, which is to the left, the first tab has a welcome guide, how to get started in a site tour. It's always really useful because that'll tell you where to go. This is sort of all in this new coach training information. Lastly, probably the most important one is to set up your direct deposit. So how do you get paid as a Beachbody coach? Well, they're going to either mail you a check, but then they take $2.50 out each paycheck, and it gets delayed, or you can set up direct deposit and it's free, and it happens the day of the payday, I guess. So if you go into your My Business tab, and all the way at the bottom is My EFT Management. I know that's weird, but I guess that's Electronic Funds Transfer would be what I would guess that stands for. So that's how you can set up your direct deposit. That's something you want to do right away, even if you're not really interested in working the business, because if someone just happens to stumble across your website, just happens to buy something, you don't want $2.50 of that to go away, and then you have to wait potentially several weeks to get that check. So I highly recommend that's one of the first things you want to do. Okay, so now that you know how to work the office and sort of what Success Club and rank advancement are, if you aren't in a challenge group, you probably should get in one. That way you can learn about what they are. So those are sort of the piece de resistance. That's what we all spend all of our time on, is working on challenge groups. So it is like the foundation for all of our business. You should constantly be running a challenge group, whether it be a clean eating one, I keep seeing these people where they want to save money. So like financial freedom groups, whether it's a spiritual, if you're like into religion and you want to share like devotionals each day, whatever it is, whatever your niche is, whatever, you want to find challenge groups that fit that. And you also want to be running ones where they have to have a product. Why do we want to run challenge groups? Well, the accountability. So your challengers will actually stick to a program, and they'll fall in love with the program, fall in love with the results, and then tell everyone about it, or they'll become a coach. It also has accountability for you, because if you're running the challenge group, you should probably be doing the workouts and eating pretty well and drinking your Shakeology. You have the support group. They start to trust you. You can build relationships. You can sort of facilitate and learn more about them, and maybe they're going to become a coach. I know a lot of my coaches and a lot of Ashley's coaches were challengers first, because people are like, oh, maybe I want to work the business, but let me just see how the program is. And then they love the program, and they're like, yes, I want to share this with everyone. Let's, jump in and be a coach. So you really want to take the time to run good challenge groups, because that's going to translate into having good coaches. I don't know why she has the picture up here. So at the beginning of every month, you really want to set out when you're going to run a challenge group, so that you know when you can start advertising, when is the deadline, when's the last time people can buy. Sometimes that's scary, even for me. I mean, I've been doing this a year, and sometimes it's scary. Like, I'm like, okay, when should I do a challenge group? And I'm like, if I do it in 2 weeks, but what if I don't have anyone? Because right now I don't have anyone ready for a challenge group. And then if I start a challenge group and then no one wants to buy anything, and then I don't have anyone in my challenge group, you have to run with the mindset that I'm starting a challenge group and I'm going to find people, and it doesn't matter. I'm just going to do it. You have to have the mindset that you have the people ready to go, and that you're going to find the people. So just don't be afraid to set up a challenge group and set the date for it. So at the beginning of the month, find a challenge group. If you're new, run a challenge group with your upline. If you're not very comfortable running your own challenge group, that's completely fine to do. Or team up with a couple other coaches and, run a challenge group with them and watch what they're doing and see what they're posting and see what works. Yeah, I guess that's what I want to say about that. Okay, so here's our trainings that I sort of have mentioned. So there's the new coach 7-day quick training. That's 7 posts. You can do it at your own pace. You can do it in 7 days. You can do it in 1 day. You can do it in 2 weeks, however long you want. But there are just 7 things you should do right at the beginning of your business. Once you finish the 7-day training, we have 10-day girl boss training. So that's going to just go into a deeper dive into like doing the 3 vital behaviors and building a list and inviting people to your challenge group and that kind of thing. After that 10 days, again, it's brand at your own pace. You can jump into this Emerging Emeralds. You don't have to. This is completely optional, but this is just going to be another 7 days and really strive to push you towards adding those 2 coaches so that you can rank advanced to Emerald. Okay. So we've kind of talked about what we do. In a day, we have to invite, we do Shakeology in our workout, and we do personal development. And I told you to talk to people. I told you to do a lot of things in the last, I don't know, let's say 25 minutes. How do you fit that in? Well, we've set up a power hour that kind of outlines what you should be doing every day. So in our power hour, you want to be reconnecting and building new relationships. So that's just messaging people and saying, hey, I haven't chatted with you in forever. How's life? What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. Don't say anything about Beachbody. Just message them. Just be interested in them. You want to be adding 3 to 5 new people that you have found on Facebook in like groups or friends of friends or on Instagram to your network. You want to be inviting people to your challenge group, 2 to 5 people to your challenge group. So you're either doing that through Facebook messaging, personal messaging. You can even do that on the phone. If you prefer to be on the phone, please do that. It's even better than Facebook messaging. Call someone, say, hey, I got this great idea. I don't know if you'd be interested. This is what I'm doing. Do you want to learn more? If not, no big deal. How was your day? Whatever. Move on. It's fine. It's no big deal if they're not interested, but just message them. But you can also do it on Instagram. So doing direct messages. You want to be talking about the business, seeing if they're interested in maybe doing what you do and running challenge groups and being a health and fitness coach with 1 to 2 people every day. That's probably the scariest one for everything you're going to do on this list. Just know that even now, with 13 personally sponsored coaches and as a diamond coach, inviting to the business is still the scariest thing that I do every day. So know that you are not alone in that feeling. You want to be posting 4 to 5 times in whatever social media platforms you want to be using, Facebook and preferably one other, either Instagram or Pinterest, or Periscope's the new thing, or Pinterest. Well, I said Pinterest. I think you could do LinkedIn, but that might be weird. I don't know how you do that. You also want to be posting about your challenge group, not just inviting people to your challenge group, but sharing from your challenge group. Hey, one of the girls in my challenge group, she's down 5 pounds in the first week. I'm super proud. I'm so excited with her, how well she's doing. Or if you can and they're comfortable, you can share their before and after photos. Again, get the permission though, so don't, because you don't want to just take their stuff. Or even like, oh my gosh, my challenge group, people are so involved. It's such an active group. I'm so excited to see where we're at in 21 days. Just that kind of thing. You make sure you're posting and checking in with your challenge groups that you're running or that you're a part of. Go through your messages, follow up with people. If someone sent you a message from last night or has followed up or responded to something, a message or conversation, send it back to them. You check your back office. So that's what I would walk you through, your online office, and see if there's alerts. Is there stuff in the coach breaking news? Do you have a new customer did someone sign up? Do you have Success Club points? Do you have new coaches? If you have coaches already, if you're not just a brand new coach, message the coaches that you've signed up. Hey, how are you doing? How's the business? How's life? What's going on? Just check in and see how they're doing. Do your personal development. So 10 minutes, whether that's a book, podcast, audiobook, whatever you want, get it in either 10 minutes or 10 pages. And then if you're in any of these trainings, like the 7-day quick start or Girl Boss training or Emeralds training, check in, because you need to be a part of that and be learning and doing and actively participating in those groups. Okay, only a couple more slides. Random things. Okay, remember I mentioned we have a team call at 9 o'clock. That's Eastern time, pretty much every Thursday. So we're going to be talking about different things. Sometimes we talk about inviting into the business. Sometimes we talk about Success Club. We spend kind of a lot of time, I feel like, since I've been a coach, on social media and how to make that work, because it's always changing and there's always new things and always new ways to do things. Get involved in the training. Message your upline and figure out when the next training is going on. YouTube is amazing. That's what I was doing before I jumped on this call right now. I was looking up some YouTube videos. Figure out the top coaches, just Beachbody, how do I do X? Or what is, because I butchered this, go on YouTube and figure out what this leg thing is and what are the different legs in Beachbody coaching, and find a couple of videos that explain it better than what I did earlier. Check into the team page every day. So I'm going to take a step back from that one. Okay, so our team page has a lot of people in it, and there's a lot of people posting a lot, and it gets very overwhelming. So if you get overwhelmed, you can turn off notifications to our team page. But what I want you to realize is that we do most of the time post important things that you need to be aware of. So if you're going to turn off the notifications, which you can, you need to be coming in actively, like at least once or twice a day, and just checking into the team page. So if, like, in the morning, see what's being posted, like at 9 or 10 a.m. and see what's been posted, and then like at 7 or 8 o'clock at night, scroll back through and see what has been posted throughout the day, okay? Because there is a lot of information in trainings, and like last night at about 7 o'clock, we posted what the special promos, challenge pack promos are going to be for this month. So if you're not checking into that team page, you're not going to know until today, potentially, or you didn't know even now, that Pio is on sale for $140 this month. So I know the notifications can get really overwhelming, but you can turn them off. So if you're in a bunch of different training groups, or you're in different sort of team groups, you can turn them off. Just be cognizant of the fact that you turn them off and check in with them every day, okay? Links. Okay, here are places to go. This is Ashley's Team Power to Get Fit training, so it's tinyurl.com/TFTGF training. So that's going to be a page that has a huge amount of links to different resources from our online office, and also YouTube videos about other coaches talking about stuff. If you want to see our team calls, you can go to tinyurl.com/TFTGF and then do YouTube after that. So we've also been over time uploading files and PDFs and video, not necessarily videos, but more files into the files in our Team Fire to Get Fit team page. So there's like clean eating meal plans, and there's getting started right link, and there's a Coach mobile app, and there's a Diamond Dasher welcome packet thing. So there's just stuff back there that's a huge amount of resources for you. Also, I think she has to put this on there just so that she says this, but you can check your FAQs in your online office. The FAQs are touch and go, and that if you don't search exactly the right phrase, it will give you the weirdest answers that have nothing to do with what you searched. Like I was looking up Success Club, and I typed it in, and none of the answers that it gave me were what I was looking for. So it is a good resource, but realize that sometimes it won't always give you the right information, and sometimes just Googling it is a better option, or even searching some sort of training on YouTube is a better option. So, but it's there if you need to. So with that, that's pretty much all. That's all the slides we have. So I don't think I have anything else I personally want to talk about, but I will be more than happy to take any calls from you guys. And if I can, how do I,